Hello and welcome to your introduction to Tai Chi. I'm Richard Mullen with South Mountain Tai Chi, and we are starting session 1 of 3 that are going to teach you the core principles of Tai Chi practice. And we're going to start by learning and dive right on in. I want to get us into our opening Tai Chi posture, which means we're going to stand with our feet shoulder width apart. I want you to glance down at your toes. I want you to point your toes straight forward. I want you to soften the knees, lower your center of gravity just a little bit, hollow out the hips. I want you to float your hands and elbows forward a little bit. You notice this nice circular shape I'm creating with my arms. Elbows slightly bent, palms facing my hips. We're going to stretch out and straighten out the spine, one vertebrae at a time, starting at the base of the spine. I want you to feel your spine stretching upward towards the sky, stretching out one vertebrae at a time, all the way up to the base of the neck. I want you to imagine that your spine is extending up through your neck, out through the crown of your head, up to the sky, reaching, stretching upwards towards the sky. So as you feel this reaching up, the crown of your head reaching and stretching upwards, from your ribs down is sinking down towards the ground. So you have this push and pull, this action happening within your body. The lower half, let's say actually from the rib cage down, wants to soften, sink, and root into the ground. The crown of your head and your spine reaching and stretching up at the same time. Meanwhile, we have this nice shape with our arms. This allows us to connect the arms with the rest of the body. And now we have a proper Tai Chi posture, a very stable and balanced root or base through our feet, that connection to the ground. We've stacked up our body over that root for proper body mechanics and good, healthy movement. Excellent. So we're rooting deeply. And what I want you to do is start breathing with me nice and deep. We're going to inhale, breathing in. And we're going to exhale, breathing out. I want you to inhale, breathing in. And exhale, breathing out. Take your time with it. Move at your own pace, but breathe deeply. I want you to challenge yourself to inhale to max capacity. And when you're full, reverse that flow and slowly let that air out as you exhale. And when you think you're empty with the exhale, go ahead and push a little bit more out. There's more in there. Push it out. Exercise your lungs. Inhale. One more breath. And exhale. Deeply, deeply, deeply pushing it all out. Good. Go ahead and move your feet out of place. Go ahead and shake out the feet and the ankles and the knees all the way up into the hips of both feet and both legs. So as I mentioned at the start, this is session 1 of 3. I'm going to teach you the core principles of Tai Chi practice, and also give you a set of activities and drills that you can start practicing on your own immediately, even after this first class. So we will do a lot of repetition of movement. We're retraining muscle memory and how our body moves. And I want to reinforce these drills. My ultimate goal here is that you're able to grasp the practice of Tai Chi and start to practice on your own without me around. So we'll come back in session 2 and session 3, and we'll build on the skills that we learned today, reinforce the good habits, build the new muscle memory so that you can move your body in a very stable and balanced and powerful way. That's our ultimate goal. We're going to get right back into our Tai Chi posture. Feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward. Soften the knees, so lower that center of gravity. Good. What I want you to start doing now as we get into this posture, I want you to focus on your mind and your thoughts and being present within your body. So literally imagine You're dropping your mind, you're letting your mind sink inside your body, down into your core, somewhere here behind your belly button, inside your body. Your mind is down in here, paying close attention to how your body's feeling right here, right now. We don't give ourselves enough time or opportunity to do that. So we're going to take the time now. That's one of my gifts to you. Be present, be mindful of your body and how it's feeling and how it's moving. Good. All right, I want you to settle your mind now down through your legs, past your knees, down into the soles of your feet. I want you to feel the floor. Be mindful of what it feels like to have your feet firm and flat to the ground beneath you. That is our root. That is core principle number one of Tai Chi practice, is to establish a very strong and balanced and consistent root beneath our body. Good. Feel the ground beneath you. Go ahead and grip the ground with all 10 toes. Keep your mind down there in the soles of your feet. Really pay attention to what it feels like to have your body pressing your feet against the ground, to have all 10 toes gripping the ground beneath you. You start to soften and sink all of that weight downwards even more, which is good. That is your root. If you want to be balanced and stable and powerful, you will continue to work on your root. Let's take that the next step. Imagine both feet are standing on one big sheet of paper. Feet firm and flat down against that sheet of paper. All 10 toes gripping down on that sheet of paper, starting to grip it nice and tight beneath your toes. Now I want you to imagine you're without shifting or moving your feet out of place. Grip the paper and start to rip that paper down through the center of your legs. Good. Keep your feet in place, toes gripping downwards, toes working to rip that paper down through the center of your legs. And immediately what you feel are your ankles, your knees, your thighs, even up here into the hips. You start feeling that whole chain start to activate and come alive and connect, right? That is the feeling of rooting deeply. You're doing it. So feel that. Rip the paper. Good. Go ahead and step out of that posture one more time. If you're new to this practice or not, likely you're starting to feel your knees, you're starting to feel your thigh muscles, your lower body muscles. That is completely normal. But before we continue, I want to remind everybody that nothing that we do throughout any of this practice should cause you pain or discomfort. If you do, we'll modify. And what I want you to do from this point onward is start taking note of any questions or comments that you have. I want them, and I want you to send them to me after each one of these sessions. We'll share contact information, and please do send me your comments and questions. I will respond to you, and we will talk about what it is that you want to know. So, very good. We've taken a little rest. We've talked about how to establish that root. Now, what we're going to practice is getting right back into that seamlessly and in a flowing way. Go ahead and get into your Tai Chi posture. Feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward, soften and sink. Stretch out the spine, flatten out the back, reach the crown of the head upwards, connect the arms, float the hands and elbows. All of these building blocks make up our Tai Chi posture. Now we're going to soften and sink a little deeper, allowing from the rib cage downwards to settle down through our legs, through our feet into the floor. Excuse me. Thank you very much. Here we go. Crown of the head reaching upwards, lower body rooting deeply. Go ahead and grip the paper, rip the paper, feel that root deepen and strengthen. Good. All right, now we're going to flow. I want you to soften a little bit more, and I want you to just follow me. We're going to breathe in and start put a little bit of motion with our upper body. Inhale up, and exhale, down. So we're going to continue learning a series of shapes that we're going to put into motion, and we're going to repeat that motion into a flow, just like this, up and down, making waves, up and down. You can imagine that you're neck deep in a pool of water, and you feel the pressure of the water pushing against your body and swirling around your body. You're maintaining your balance and stability as that water pushes you and swirls around you. You're pushing your hands through the water and feeling your hands push the water away, up and down. Your mind is still deep into the core of your body. You're being mindful and aware of how your body's feeling at this moment in time. You're breathing in, and you're breathing out, and you're breathing in, and you're breathing out. Good. Keep your center of gravity low. Keep that deep root sensation into the ground beneath you. Keep your mind and your focus inside your body at the core. A couple more times here. Good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to the starting position. We're going to reach our hands up again as if both hands are grabbing handles of a door. Grasp the door with both hands, open the door and close the door and return. And inhale, grasp the handles, open the doors, close the doors and back down, breathing in and breathing out. Good. So we are practicing actually a form of Qigong, Shibashi Qigong, or Tai Chi Qigong. We're isolating specific shapes, postures out of the Tai Chi form that we will be learning together. We're isolating specific shapes and repeating those shapes to help us build the muscle memory and the good body motion. And slowly, slowly, we'll be adding those shapes together into our Tai Chi form. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Inhale, grasp and open, close, and back down. One more time, and then we're going to return to the start and move to our next shape. Rotate your palms out, facing me, as if raising the moon, up, over, hands above the shoulders, grasp the handles up here, soften and sink. A reverse pull-up as you return the hands downward. Rotate the palms. Good. That rotation in the hands, fingers, the wrists is very important also, right here, like screwing on a jar with both hands. Good. Up, grasp, soften and sink. Raise the moon. All the while, pay attention to that rooting feeling, that deep root. Bring your mind back down into that root and check in with that feeling. Make sure that you're rooting deeply, so you have to soften and sink. Grip the paper, rip the paper. Good. Beautiful. We're going to continue this motion. We breathe in as we come up. We breathe out as we soften and sink. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Good. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Return to the starting posture. Pause. Take a deep breath with me as we inhale. Exhale slowly. Mind following that flow of air back through your body, through your feet, back into the ground. Good. Now take a moment, a little moment of rest. Move your feet out of position, shake it out. Work both sides of the body, rotating the ankles, bending the knees, waking up the hips. Good. All right, so root, body alignment, flow of motion. These are things that we're going to continue to build on and reinforce this concept of being mindful of how our body is feeling at any moment in time, about being present with ourselves. All of these things will make you feel more energized, more balanced, and we will continue to build on these things as we continue with each one of these sessions. So let's go ahead and get ourselves back into that Tai Chi posture. Feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward, soften the knees, hollow out the hips, sink the rib cage downwards, grip the paper, rip the paper, connect the arms, straighten out the back, stretch out the spine, reach the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Here we are. I want to point out one more thing for us to think about. We've connected the arms with the rest of our body. So essentially our whole body has been one connected movement. As we start to put our body into motion, doing these shapes, what we're doing is being mindful and thoughtful that we're moving our body as one connected unit. Everything moving and working together to create those shapes and to keep our body moving. The classics of Tai Chi will refer to the string of pearls, right? So if you imagine you have a string of pearls, you're holding it one end and the other between your hands, and you can move that string of pearls around. It's very flexible and very pliable. It's constantly moving, and yet it maintains its connection, right? Because it has the string and it holds all the pearls together. Now, if you were to take one of those, string was to break, one of those pearls was to come out of the center, what's going to happen? Boom, everything's going to fall and break apart and fall down. And that's how our body works as well. So in order to stay strong, powerful, balanced, and injury-free, we need to reinforce these good body mechanic habits that we're learning in this Tai Chi form. Root, alignment of our body over that root, and then maintaining that full body connected flow and movement as we put our body into motion, okay? So again, slowly reinforcing all of these learnings that we're going to continue to explore together. And my promise to you, if you keep coming back to session 2 and complete session 3 with me, you will have a toolkit of exercises and a very, very strong foundation of Tai Chi practice, where you can start not only practicing it on your own in your own quiet space, but you'll be able to apply all of this to how you move your body throughout your daily activities. So we'll continue to talk about that as well. We're going to go back and get into our Tai Chi posture again. Again, repetition, building good muscle memory, reinforcing good habits. This is all part of this approach and what we're doing here today. By now, you know what it feels like, because you've paid attention to it, what it feels like to be in this Tai Chi posture. So I want you to just go there, right? Instead of trying to calculate what you should be doing and analyze what you should be doing, I want you to be mindful of how your body's feeling and search for that feeling. Release the mind into the core and focus on the feeling of your body from the inside out. Good. The more you can free your mind and focus on the feeling, the more aware you will become of your surroundings, the more you will see, actually. So that's what we are striving for here in this practice. Now that we've found our way back to our Tai Chi posture, I want to bring our mindfulness back to our upper body. We know that we are starting to root from the rib cage down, all of this sinking downwards. We know the spine and the crown of the head reaching upwards. We all feel a lot of tension up in the shoulders and the upper back, between the shoulder blades, all across there. We sit at the computer too much, we sit down too much. For all of those good reasons, we carry a lot of tension up here. So from this point forward, we're going to be mindful and aware of any tension that creeps in up here. I want you to do this for me. Just find that tension up there. Raise your shoulders high for one moment. Feel it. Now let it go. Let it go. Literally just let it go. Roll out your head. Let it go. Raise your shoulders one more time. Feel that tension throughout the upper back and the shoulders. And now just let it go. Good. That connects the arms with the body, allowing us that full body connected movement. Keep the tension away from here so we become more flexible and sensitive and faster with our motions, with our arms. Here we go. All right. Find your Tai Chi posture. Find your root. Grip the paper, rip the paper. Soften and sink. Good. Reach the crown and the spine up to the ceiling. Allow this to drop away. Good. Back to our flow. Inhale. All of those factors working together. If we break all that down into the basics, just focus on that root, connect with that root, breathing in, and the motion, the energy you're getting to raise your hands, move your hands and your fingers is coming from that root. I want you to imagine you're driving energy up through your feet, all the way up and out through your fingers. Inhale. Exhale allows you time to reconnect with that root. Inhale, driving that energy up and out through the fingers. Exhale, reconnect. Inhale, energize. Exhale, reconnect. Inhale, energize. Now we're going to open the doors. Reach up, grasp, open, and close. Reach up, grasp, open, and close. Reach up, grasp. Good. Open and close. We're going to breathe in. Same thing here. The exhale, reconnect with the root, rip the paper. Inhale, rip the paper, drive that energy up and out through the fingers. Exhale. Good. So with each inhale and exhale, imagine your whole body being one connected unit, every bit working together to perform this motion. Whole body engaged. And your mind is there deep in your core, inside your body, paying attention, being aware of the feeling as all of this energy travels throughout your body to create these shapes. Bring it back down, raise the moon, up, grasp, sink. Open the jars, up, grasp, sink. Now, as we change these shapes, you'll notice little by little, and as we add more onto the mix, they become more complex. So little by little, with repetition, we will build on that complexity and still practice and reinforce all of these good Tai Chi habits that we're practicing right now. Good. With practice, repetition, you'll find that these good habits will start creeping into your daily activities, and you'll surprise yourself at first, and then you'll start working for it, and you'll start seeing the benefits of how this practice can make you feel better, give you more energy, make you feel more balanced and stable in your movement, help you move your body in a healthier, safer way. And ultimately, you will start feeling that you have more energy and power in your movements and your actions. Whether it's opening a door, reaching out to grab and shake somebody's hand or give somebody a hug, whatever it is that you're doing. Breathing in, breathing out. We're going to do this one more time. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Okay, go ahead and step out of that position. Go ahead and shake it out. We're doing a lot of breaks and a little bit of shaking it out here, just to make sure that your knees are acclimating and feeling comfortable. Your thigh muscles, your lower body muscles are getting used to the practice. All right, little by little, we'll get it together. Very good. Again, reminder, you will have questions, and I hope you have comments. I'd love to get all of that. Please do send them to me. I will respond, and come back to the next session and we will add on to this. We'll be learning more, digging a little bit deeper into the Tai Chi practice. I have one more activity I want to share with you today, which is actually one of my favorite practice drills and activities to perform, and I do it every single day. It's a rooting exercise, a very traditional rooting exercise called Ma Po, or standing bear. So very simple. We're going to get ourselves back into our Tai Chi posture. I'll give you a moment and a little bit of silence to settle and to talk yourself through it. I want you to find your root, find your alignment, find your breath, find your softness. Very good. We're going to reach our hands forward, chest height, palms facing the body, as if we're wrapping them around a big tree. The tree is so big we can't quite touch our fingers. We're reaching and stretching. We're trying to touch our fingers, can't quite get there. Our eyes gazing through that gap between the fingers off to the ground in the distance. So as our eyes gaze forward through that gap between the fingers, we also pay attention to our peripheral vision. So we're seeing peripherally while we're gazing forward. Always check in with your shoulders and those upper body muscles. They want to be soft. So if any tension you feel up in here, chances are maybe your hands are a little bit high. Lower them below the shoulders, chest height. Soften the shoulder muscles, soften the upper back muscles. Good. Hollow out the hips, soften the knees, find your root. Grip the paper, rip the paper. Good. This is Ma Po, or standing bear. If you're taking a traditional Tai Chi class, let's say in Taiwan, for example, chances are the master would show up to class, get you in Ma Po, get you in standing bear, check your form, check your position. He might try to push on you a little bit to see if you're maintaining your balance and stability and softness at the same time. We'll dive into that more a little bit later in another session. Once you're in position, he's likely to step out, go down to the corner, have a pot of tea, make his way back an hour or so later. Meanwhile, you're there sweating and about ready to pass out. But we're not going to do that. We're going to reinforce the basics here, get you acclimated, get you introduced to the practice. We want to enjoy the experience here, every little bit of it. So Ma Po, what we're doing by standing and holding this posture, we're doing a few things. We're reinforcing our root. We're strengthening our root. By holding this static shape, your mind is searching for that feeling of deep root, because that deep root is going to help keep you balanced and stable so you don't fall over, but it's also part of keeping the rest of your body soft, right? If you're holding this position for a long period of time and you get tense, you're going to start feeling pain, you're going to start feeling discomfort, you're going to get jittery, you're not going to be able to hold it as long. So you have to maintain this softness while maintaining that deep root in the practice. This is Ma Po. Good. what I want you to do with me is exhale deeply, soften and sink down into that root. Good. Really pay attention to what the ground feels like beneath your feet. Grip the paper, rip the paper. Check in with the shoulders and the upper back muscles. Release any of that tension away. Good. If your mind starts to wander, which it probably will, and that's okay, I want you to refocus, recenter your mind deep into your core, focus on how your body's feeling. Bring your attention to the areas that are feeling a little bit of discomfort. Free that discomfort, soften that discomfort, let it go. Refocus, recenter. Bring your attention back down into your root. Grip the paper, rip the paper. From here, we're going to do 3 deep breaths together to close out this session. We call this the bubbling spring. With every breath, I want you to imagine that your lungs are the pump to the well, and as you inhale, you're pumping the water up through your feet, filling up your body, out to the fingers, up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, we're reversing that flow, slowly, releasing that water, slowly back down through your body, through your feet into the ground. And I want your mind inside your body to follow that flow of water, that water level, all the way up and all the way down. And we're going to do that 3 times together, starting with a deep exhale. Go ahead and exhale. And when you are done with your exhale, go ahead and push the rest of it out. And breathe in, filling up, mind following that water level as it travels up through your body, out to the fingers, up to the crown of the head. And when you're full, slowly reverse the flow, mind following that flow, that water level, as it releases downwards, past the knees, through the feet, into the ground. And inhale, filling up. And exhale. And one more big breath with me. Breathing in, inhale. Exhale. Mind following the flow back down through your body. Really take extra time. Take extra time with this exhale. It's nice and slow. Make sure you push it all out. As you are empty, lower the hands and shake it out. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Come back for session 2 and 3. We'll build on this practice. We'll give you the tools you need to practice Tai Chi on your own. We'll show you how you can move your body with more power, balance, stability, and in a healthier, safer way. And please do send me any of your comments and questions, and I'll be sure to get back to you. You have access to this video to reinforce any of these learnings and activities so you can practice on your own between now and the other sessions. And I very much look forward to seeing you again. So thanks again for joining. Have a good one.